Very good morning to all the distinguished dignitaries, participants, faculty members of Yogi Yemna University, research scholars, and my dear students, print and electronic media. It is my privilege to extend a warm welcome to the Most Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam of Yogi Yemna University, Kadapa, Srimati Professor Munagala Surakalavati Madam Garu, Chief Guest of today's function. Madam will join online. And a distinguished guest of honor of today's president of the webinar, Professor K. Krishna Reddy sir, Principal YVU College, and another honorable guest of honor in absentia, Professor D. Vijayaragha Prasad sir, Registrar Yogi Yemna University, Kadapa, and most honored and distinguished keynote speakers and resource persons of today's webinar, Mr. Samuel Baba Madella, Assistant General Manager, SEBI, and distinguished another keynote speaker, Mr. Surakam Sharma sir, Senior Consultant, Association of Mutual Funds in India, and respected Vice Principal of Yogi Yemna University College, Professor T. Srinivas sir, and Dean School of Commerce, Law and Management, respected Head of the Department of Business Management, Dr. S.V. Subbareddy sir, Co-Convener and PRO of YVU, and all the faculty members of YVU and different participants from various universities and institutions, research scholars and students, print and electronic media, staff from IT and Network Cell. Once again, a very good morning and a warm welcome to a one-day national webinar on financial empowerment and career opportunities in financial and securities market. It is organizing by Student Welfare Cell along with the Department of Business Management of Yogi Yemna University, and in collaboration with Amfi. Once again, a warm welcome to all. Now our program starts with YVU prayer song. I request all please attention.
విశ్వ కవితాత్వికా నీకు వందనం, చదువులమ్మా నీకు వందనం, భవిత దిద్దేటి మా తల్లి వందనం. యోగివే మన విశ్వవిద్యాలయం నీకు వందనం, హృదయాభివందనం. యోగివే మన నీకు వందనం, విశ్వ కవితాత్వికా నీకు వందనం. తన్ను తానిరిగిన తానే పో బ్రహ్మమని పరమాత్మ తత్వాన్ని మాకు విడమరచి, బ్రహ్మమనగా వేరే పరదేశమున లేదు, నీతోనే ఉండి చూడన్నావు తరచి. అంధ విశ్వాసాలు అణగదొక్కుడటల్చు గుణ దోషములు మాకు ఓర్పుతో నేర్పి, ఆట వెలదిగ రసనపై నాట్యమాడితివి, పదిలంగ గుండెలు కొలువు తీరిన మౌని. యోగివే మన నీకు వందనం, విశ్వవిఖ్యాత కవి నీకు వందనం. యోగివే మన నీకు వందనం, విశ్వవిఖ్యాత కవి నీకు వందనం. క్రమశిక్షణతో మాకు చదువులెన్నో నేర్పి, కర్తవ్య దీక్షను మాలోన మేల్కొలిపి, ప్రజలందరికీ దివ్య ఫలితాలు అందించ మానవత్వపు దారిలో మమ్ము నడిపించి, భావి భారత శిఖర కిరణమై వెలగమని మా లక్ష్య పదములు విజయాలు కూర్చి అమ్మ మనసున తీపి అమృతము కురిపింప తేనియలు మా నోట ఒలికిల్చు మా తల్లి విద్యాలయం నీకు వందనం విశ్వాత్మబంధు నీకు వందనం విద్యాలయం నీకు వందనం విశ్వాత్మబంధు నీకు వందనం యోగి వేమన నీకు వందనం విశ్వ కవితాత్మిక నీకు వందనం కవితాత్మిక నీకు వందనం విశ్వ కవితాత్మిక నీకు వందనం.
Thank you all. Now I request Professor K. Krishna Reddy sir, Principal and President of today's webinar, to conduct further proceedings. Please.
Thank you, Dr. Sarita, Convener and Dean, Student Fair, Yogi Yemna University. Indeed, today it is one of the record-breaking in Yogi Yemna University. We are having a one-day national webinar on financial empowerment and career opportunity in finance and security markets, which is organized in collaboration with the Association of Mutual Funds in India. And we have the eminent two speakers, Mr. Samuel Babu and Mr. Surakam Sharma. We sincerely acknowledge you, sir, for sparing your valuable time and sparing and also enlightening our students, nearby college students also. We have to really thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor M. Surikalavati Madam garu, and our respected Registrar, Dr. Vijayaragha Prasad garu, and my colleague, Vice Principal and Dean, Srinivas garu, my fellow colleague, Dr. Subbareddy garu, and distinguished guests, students, scholars, print and electronic media. This topic is highly relevant to the present society due to the three counts. Count number one is before Corona and after Corona, the activities, the human activities are changed a lot. And also the essential commodities price were increased by half-fold, and the incomes were not they are stationary. So, and also if you see in the global arena, GDP, based on GDP, the countries are running, and these GDPs in the developing countries are volatilely changing. Though the values, they start with one value and the decimal points are changing a lot. These decimal points will make the impact on humanospheric activity as well as for the rural folk and farmers. It has the great effect. And India being a agricultural country, we need to be more careful based on the GDP, which is indirectly associated with the weather, climate, and socio-economical conditions. So if we can throw light on it, and whether we can club the cultivation through financial empowerment, and how the financial empowerment can help them for sustainable development of the agricultural and domestic products, so that we will have the self-sustainability, self-reliability on us, and cutting the imports. Because the GDP is basically index of imports and exports, so we have to be very much micro level thinking requires for this purpose. Count number two is any country will be gauged on its economical strength and its domestic products. So India among the world, we are also in better position, but we have to come to closer to the single digits. We need to have the self refinement of the individuals and the political system, and also for the governmental system. If these three entities can go hand in hand, there may be possibility of the development in the developing countries, exclusively in the vast country like India. Count number 3, and the final one is people. Though I am a better judge on this, I am being a science scholar. So both the eminent speakers know what best to be done for the betterment of the societal life in India in particular, and in general for the entire globe. So I sincerely thank the organizers, especially Dr. P. Sarita Garu, who gave me this opportunity to throw light on this, and I wish this one-day national webinar a grand success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now it is turn of my side. I would like to share a brief theme on the webinar. Before starting the theme of the webinar, I would like to share one quotation. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you have not found it yet, keep doing, keep looking, don't settle until you get it. This is given by Steve Jobs. The advice of Mr. Steve Jobs is very important for everyone to search for the work that one loves so that great work can be done. Choice of career is a critical decision, and financial empowerment individually is also great task and great work. It is not within a single step and not in a single day. Choice of career is very crucial, and the decision is taken at a young age where there is relatively less experience of the real world. For students, taking decisions about the area of their specialization in their study and subsequently in the career is having long-lasting impact on their life. Finance is one of the areas of specialization preferred by many students like commerce, management, economics with finance, and other students. Those who are very interested to settle their lives in the financial sector and to do business in stock and financial markets. This is the second program which is being organized by the Student Welfare Cell in Yemna University for all the students to enlighten the opportunities in finance sector in domestic and global level. I am very happy to share this with the second program, which is being organizing along with the Department of Business Management in collaboration with the Association of Mutual Funds in India for the sake of students and other delegates. I hope the keynote speakers and resource persons surely enlighten us how the students can empower individually with available career opportunities in financial and securities markets. Financial sector is one of the preferred careers because here the work is of a very professional level. Finance career can be made by any person by acquiring specialized knowledge relating to finance and various schemes and stock portfolios. The growth opportunities in this sector are many, and the career growth is also based on the individual performance. Areas of making career in financial sector are corporate financial manager, corporate treasury management expert, taxation officer, portfolio manager, risk manager, financial analyst, corporate lending, microfinance lending, agriculture lending, trading and broking activities in capital markets, security analyst, mutual fund, credit rating, investment and market banking, research and advisory services at domestic and international level. Students with modern technology, they have very ample opportunities in fintech also. A degree with the excellent track record of academics is very important for good career in finance, awareness and knowledge about the basics of business and investment schemes, and also good communication with the interpersonal skills with analytical ability is also very important. Knowledge of modern technology is must to get any good job in any sector. Even to start your own ventures or business, these traits and knowledge are very important for the success. But last but not least, I would like to share quality required is honesty and sincerity, as it is a sector where one has to deal with a lot of money directly or indirectly. Hence, honesty with hard work and updated knowledge is very important to settle in finance and any sector successfully. I believe the speakers of today's webinar will give fruitful results and meet the objectives of today's webinar and the trust of the financial empowerment. Thank you, sir. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. Now, I request Dr. S.V. Subbareddy, sir, to present a brief profile of our keynote speaker, Mr. Samuel Babu Madella, sir. Please.
So very good morning to all. So on behalf of Department of Business Management and the Students Welfare Cell, I welcome to you all. So it is my pleasure to say a few words about the keynote speaker of this webinar, today's webinar. Mr. Samuel Babu Madella is presently Assistant General Manager in SEBI, and he's BTech MBA, LLB, and pursuing company secretaryships now. So prior to joining SBI, he had served in a leading public sector bank as a manager. Sri Samuel Babu has got 13 years experience in banking and securities market. Prior to his present assignment in investment management department, he has worked in HR and OIAE departments in SEBI. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Now I request today's keynote speaker, Mr. Samuel Babu Madella, sir, AGM from SEBI, to speak on this occasion, sir. Sir, your voice is not audible, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, voice is very low, sir.
Yeah.
Please check it.
Low voice, sir.
Sir, not audible, sir.
Please recheck your voice. Please.
Yeah, now okay, sir. Now okay.
No, I'm Surakam Sharma.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Babu, please recheck it. Or you can rejoin it if there is a problem. Just wait for a minute, he is rejoining.
Yes, sir. So please, sir.
No, sir, you are not audible, sir. Sir, please check your audio option, sir. Please, sir. No, sir. You are not clear, sir. No audio, sir. You are.
Very low voice. Volume is very low.
Sir, please increase volume, sir. Please.
Volume, sir.
And dear ma'am, please announce number of registration also, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
And I am very happy to share that more than 1,000 registrations are registered in this webinar, and more than 300 members are joined for this webinar. I am very thankful to all the participants. Sir, please, sir. Samuel Babu, sir. Sir, unmute your audio, sir.
Please unmute your audio.
I'm using my headset now. 1 second. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Ma'am, I just want to inform all of you that Mr. Babu is from Telangana only.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
He's from your state.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
And he just mentioned that he wished to speak in Telugu only. Let him.
Okay, sir.
He will try to let this technical hitch go. He's trying.
Okay, sir.
Bye.
number you have dialed in.
Is it audible now?
Low voice, sir.
Very low voice, sir.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
Okay, sir. Please carry on, sir. No problem, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Samuel Babu. I'm in of Andhra Pradesh only. In fact, sir has mentioned Telangana.
Yes.
Today, I appreciate such a wonderful topic. In fact, financial empowerment, article paramaina avagahana, really important for everyone. Be it whether you are working in any financial sector or any other job, or be it you are a farmer also, be it any profession you take up, financial awareness, financial empowerment is a must. మనకి ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మనము సెక్యూరిటీస్ మార్కెట్ కానీ స్టాక్ మార్కెట్ అనగానే మన ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ లో కానీ మన సదరన్ సైడ్ బేసికలీ ఏమని మనకు ఒక ఇంప్రెషన్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఫస్ట్ థింగ్, సెక్యూరిటీస్ మార్కెట్ అంటేనే ఎందుకు రిస్క్ తీసుకోవడము, మేబీ అక్కడంతా గ్యాంబ్లింగ్ జరుగుతుందేమో. దెర్ ఆర్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ మిస్కన్సెప్షన్స్ అబౌట్ సెక్యూరిటీస్ మార్కెట్. సో ఐ హోప్ I will address this issue little bit. Okay. First of all, Indian financial markets can be classified into two different types. One is money market, securities market, or capital market. So money market is controlled and regulated by RBI. Securities market is controlled by Securities and Exchange Board of India. It is also called SEBI. మనం రోజు పేపర్ లో చూస్తుంటాం, SEBI ఈ ఆర్డర్ పాస్ చేసింది, SEBI ఈ విధమైన డిబార్ చేసింది జనాల్ని. సో వాట్ SEBI does, ఏం చేస్తుంది SEBI? ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ సెబీ ఇస్ ఎ రెగ్యులేటరీ బాడీ. ఒక రెగ్యులేటర్ అంటే ఒక గేమ్ ఆడుతున్నప్పుడు సపోజ్ క్రికెట్ ఆడుకోండి, సో ఒక అంపైర్ లేకపోతే ఏముంటది, కేయాస్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఒక రూల్స్ ఉండవు. మనం తెలిసిందే ఒక ఏదైనా గేమ్ లో ఒక రెఫరీ కానీ అంపైర్ కానీ ఉండాలి. సో దట్ టు ఎన్షూర్ ఫెయిర్ ప్లే ఇన్ ద మార్కెట్. అలాగే సెక్యూరిటీస్ అండ్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్ బోర్డ్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా వాస్ formed as an administrative body in the year 1988 and was given an independent regulatory body status in the year 1992. Okay, since 1992, SEBI has undertaken so many sweeping reforms in the securities market. అంతకుముందు డిస్క్లోజర్ అనేది లేదు, ట్రాన్స్పరెన్సీ అనేది లేదు సెక్యూరిటీస్ మార్కెట్స్ లో. బ్రోకర్ డామినేటెడ్ ఎక్స్చేంజెస్ ఉండేవి, తర్వాత ప్రైస్ డిస్కవరీ, తర్వాత డిమాండ్ సప్లై ఇలాంటి ఇష్యూస్ లో చాలా మటుకు ఏముంటుందంటే మనకి తెర వెనుక నడిచే ఉండేవి. సో మనము జనాలకి నమ్మకం లేకుండా, పీపుల్ డు నాట్ హ్యావ్ ట్రస్ట్ దట్ టైమ్. సో వెన్ సెబీ కేమ్ ఇన్ టు ఎగ్జిస్టెన్స్, చాలా మటుకు వీ హ్యావ్ ఎన్ష్యూర్డ్ దట్ ఫినాన్షియల్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్ అనేది న్యూక్ అండ్ కార్నర్స్ కి, ఇండియాలో న్యూక్ అండ్ కార్నర్స్ కి తీసుకెళ్ళాలి ఆర్థిక పరమైన అవగాహన కోసం. సో ద వెరీ పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ సెబీ ఫార్మేషన్ వాజ్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్వెస్టర్స్, టు రెగ్యులేట్ ద సెక్యూరిటీస్ మార్కెట్, టు డెవలప్ ద క్యాపిటల్ మార్కెట్. ఈ మూడు ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ ద వెరీ కీ మ్యాండేట్స్ ఆఫ్ సెబీస్ ఎగ్జిస్టెన్స్. సెబీ should ensure సెబీకి ఇచ్చిన భారం ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ టు ప్రొటెక్ట్ ద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్వెస్టర్స్. దిస్ ఇస్ ద ప్రైమ్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఆ ప్రైమ్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్ ని ఏ విధంగా మనం ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్ళాలి? సో బై కండక్టింగ్ ఫినాన్షియల్ అవేర్నెస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ at the very student age itself, we should be aware of financial empowerment. So మీకు ముందు ఒకటి చెప్తాను. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ మనము ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ అంటే ఏంటి, సేవింగ్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? Saving is the money which you have kept aside for the purpose from expenditure. నేను ఈ విధంగా అడగలను. సేవింగ్స్ అనేది ఏంటంటే ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ నుంచి దాచిపెట్టుకొని కొంచెం పక్కన పెట్టుకోవడం, దట్ ఈస్ సేవింగ్స్. వాట్ అబౌట్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్? ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ఈస్ టు మేక్ దట్ మనీ వర్క్ ఫర్ యూ. ఆ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ అనేది పెట్టుబడి. సేవింగ్స్ అనేది ఓన్లీ ఒక కొంచెం సేవ్ చేసుకోవడం మనీ, వేరే ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ అనేది పెట్టుబడి. సో వేర్ డు యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఇన్వెస్ట్ money and what are the aspects you have to keep in mind while investing? So basically 3 aspects you have to apply for any kind of investment. One is liquidity, returns and safety. So what is liquidity? ఎంత త్వరగా అయితే నువ్వు ఆ పెట్టుబడిని క్యాష్ లోకి కన్వర్ట్ చేయగలవో, దట్ ఈస్ లిక్విడిటీ. వాట్ ఈస్ రిటర్న్స్? నువ్వు పెట్టుబడి ఎంత పెట్టావు, రిటర్న్స్ ఎంత వస్తుంది? అండ్ వేర్ ఆర్ సేఫ్టీ, హౌ సేఫ్ ఈస్ యువర్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్? So we have to apply these 3 key aspects for any kind of investment. Okay. And moreover, financial empowerment coupled with this kind of application of aspects will definitely protect you from cheating or so many fraudulent schemes public lo tirugutuntayi. Public lo undi evantaru, they in and out the read newspapers like ఇంత స్కామ్ జరిగింది, అంత స్కామ్ జరిగింది. వీటన్నిటికీ కారణం ఒక్కటే, ఆర్థిక అవగాహన లేదు. సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు బి వెరీ ఎంపవర్డ్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫినాన్షియల్ నాలెడ్జ్. అండ్ కమింగ్ టు టుడేస్ టాపిక్, లైక్ ఇట్స్ అ వండర్ఫుల్ టాపిక్ ఇన్ ఫ్యాక్ట్, career opportunities in financial securities market. As Register sir was telling, that was a fantastic in fact. ఏ విధంగా మనము how we have to apply that to the basic core principles. ఏ విధంగా మనము we have to apply them. మన financial knowledge ని, financial empowerment ని. Why? For what purpose? Only thing, if you are empowered, you can take proper decisions. Financial knowledge ఉండడం వల్ల you can take better decisions so that your investment is safe and not at the cost of someone's grace. ఇప్పుడు ఇంత డబ్బులు ఈ స్కీమ్ లో పెట్టండి, ఆ స్కీమ్ లో పెట్టండి మన బంధువులు తర్వాత వేరే వాళ్ళు చెప్పడం చూస్తుంటాం. సో మనం కేవలం వ్యక్తుల్ని నమ్ముతాం, కానీ వాటి బిహైండ్ నాలెడ్జ్, వాటి బిహైండ్ ఉన్న ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ని, తర్వాత వాళ్ళ స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ ని వాళ్ళు నమ్మము. వి కాంట్ సీ దెమ్. వి విల్ జస్ట్ బ్లైండ్లీ ఫాలో వాట్ అవర్ రిలేటివ్స్ సే or whatever whoever is the presenter. సో అట్లాంటప్పుడు ఫైనాన్షియల్ నాలెడ్జ్ అనేది చాలా అవసరం. డ్యూ డెలిజెన్స్ అంటారు. డ్యూ డెలిజెన్స్ అంటే కనుక్కోవడం. మీరు స్టాక్ మార్కెట్ కాదు, క్యాపిటల్ మార్కెట్ కాదు, ఏ మార్కెట్ లో మీరు పెట్టుబడి పెట్టాలన్నా డ్యూ డెలిజెన్స్ చేయాలి. ప్రతి ఒక్కరి అవసరం ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు డ్యూ డెలిజెన్స్ కనుక్కోవాలి, మాట్లాడాలి, తెలుసుకోవాలి. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు సెక్యూరిటీస్ మార్కెట్స్ ఆఫర్ యూ వేరియస్ ఫినాన్షియల్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్ లైక్ స్టాక్, బాండ్, డిబెంచర్స్, మ్యూచువల్ ఫండ్, వీటన్నిటిని ఇవన్నీ ఫినాన్షియల్ మార్కెట్స్, సెక్యూరిటీస్ మార్కెట్స్ లో అవైలబుల్ ప్రోడక్ట్స్. సో Securities and Exchange Board of India regulates all these products. And in case of any grievance or in case of any issue arising out of this investment, first thing you have to do is you have to approach SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India ki complaint lodge date. There is a complaint portal called court.gov.in wherein you can file a complaint against any registered intermediary. So intermediaries ante ఏంటి? సో మీరు ఎవరికైనా సెక్యూరిటీస్ మార్కెట్స్ లో డీల్ చేయాలనుకున్నట్లయితే ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఎన్షూర్ ఈస్ డ్యూ డెలిజెన్స్ విచ్ యూ కెన్ డూ యువర్ ఓన్ by going into by browsing the SEBI website. It takes hardly 2 minutes or 3 minutes. You can type that in SEBI website and check if any action has been taken. SEBI ఏదైనా యాక్షన్ తీసుకుందా, లేకపోతే how is the performance, how is the conduct of the intermediary. So you have to understand that each and every intermediary should be registered with SEBI. First of all, మనము ఎవరితో డీల్ చేస్తున్నాము అనేది చూడాలి. Whether he is registered with SEBI or not, whether SEBI has taken any action against that or not, or what is the public talk against that. So what corporate what statements avani chudali. So this is really a responsibility on the part of investors to carry out due diligence before going ahead with the investment. So Securities and Exchange Board of India regulates intermediaries by taking actions, adjudication actions, penalties, debarment if it finds that it has violated SEBI regulations, circulars, acts. In the daily course of affairs, we derive powers from Securities and Exchange Board of India Act 1992, the Depositories Act 1996, Securities Contract Regulation Act, ఇంకా పలు విధమైన యాక్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో we derive powers from those acts for conducting our operations. Tarvata, coming to the aspect of what all intermediaries are there are different kinds of intermediaries. Investment advisors, which is also a career opportunity. For this, you have to clear the NISM investment advisor certification. So when you clear such certification, you can apply to SEBI like I wish to be an investment advisor. Whereas there is another registration called research analyst, portfolio managers, research analyst, portfolio managers, credit rating analyst, ఇంకా చాలా పలు stock brokers. These are all different kinds of intermediaries registered with SEBI. So whenever as an investor, if you are dealing with them, you should ensure that they are registered with SEBI, or you should carry out due diligence whether SEBI has taken any harsh action against them. Or all corporate entities kuda they are regulated by Securities and Exchange Board of India. Mutual funds, so career opportunities spread across so many things here. So investment advisor, research analyst, portfolio manager, credit rating analyst, stock brokers, credit rating analyst. These are all the different kinds of intermediaries where you can look upon for a career opportunity. So in securities markets, there are again two types of markets. One is primary market and secondary market. Primary market is where issuers first time they issue stock, wherein subscription to the market, and secondary market is the place where you can exit or you can do trading. Suppose company issues shares for the first time through ASBA, application supported by bank account, dwara you can subscribe to those shares. IPO under initial public offering. So IPOs are in the primary market. Whereas those shares acquired, you can exit or you can sell off in secondary market by having three types of accounts. One is in securities markets, you need to have three different types of accounts. One is savings account with a public sector bank or any other bank, any scheduled bank. And the second one is Demat account, which is open to a depository participant. And the third one is trading account. So trading account to be open with a SEBI registered broker. So these three accounts will help you in dealing in securities market. So the shares you have acquired in the primary market can be sold in the secondary market. So this is how primary market and secondary market works. So I will emphasize more on financial empowerment today. So first thing is what we have to do due diligence is investment without analysis is driving on a highway without blindfolded. So you should be aware of what all the intricacies in the securities market before investing. So proactive approach enabling investors to know more about prospective investors. You have to be aware of that. So better understanding about the past performance, that also helps you in ensuring that your investment is safe. Greater possibility of securing future growth of the investment. So why due diligence? Due diligence చేయడం వల్ల వీటన్నిటి benefits ని we can enjoy that. So first of all, you have to pose some questions before investing in any be it securities markets or wherever. Is the company revenue increasing? Is the company actually making a profit? Is the company able to repay its debts? Whether the company is able to repay its debts, or whether the company is in a position strong enough to compete with its peers. So these questions we have to pose to ourselves before going ahead with the investment. So this is a brief of how what all kinds of due diligence we have to carry with respect to financial empowerment. As I told you already, there are ample opportunities in financial sector. So I would be glad in case if you have any queries, and I believe Surakam Sharma sir will take us through the better, the more understanding. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your noteworthy speech. Sir has given what is the role of SEBI and what are the reforms, regulations made by SEBI for regulating the intermediaries and stock investors. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable message. Now I request, before requesting another keynote speaker of today's webinar, I would like to present a brief profile of Mr. Surakam Sharma, sir. Surakam Sharma, sir, is a commerce graduate and master's in law with specialization in corporate laws. He is also Chartered Associate of Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. Sri Sharma, sir, has over 35 years of experience in banking and finance and securities market, and he has served in a leading financial institution. Thereafter, in a Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance and Government of India, and finally he settled in SEBI. Sri Sharma sir joined in SEBI in 2003 and served there for more than 15 years as served in different departments of SEBI. Lastly, in addition to other assignments, he was a DGM in charge of Office of Investor Awareness and Education in SEBI's Northern region for more than 5 years. Sharma sir is also a member of a working group of NCERT for developing vocational course on mutual funds for students of 11th and 12th classes. Sri Sharma sir also a mentor for few NGOs working for financial literacy and investor awareness in the country. Under his supervision, more than 15,000 financial literacy and investor awareness programs were conducted across North India, and he himself has addressed as a guest of speaker in more than 600 IAPS. After superannuation of SEBI in 2019, he has joined Amfi, Association of Mutual Funds in India, an apex body of mutual funds in India, as a senior consultant in Northern region. I am very thankful, sir, for accepting our request, and we are very fortunate to have you, sir. This is the second program we are organizing in collaboration with Amfi. Now I request and welcome you, sir. I request Mr. Surakam Sharma, sir, to speak on this occasion, sir. Sir, please unmute, sir. Please unmute, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Is my voice clear to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
And I'm thankful to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Honorable Registrar, HOD, and all faculty members of your esteemed educational institutions. I'm also thankful to all the participants, and my special thanks to my senior colleague, Mr. Sambul Babu, who has spared his time to join this program. And I'm pleased that he's from your own state and he has spoken in your local language as well, little bit. So I'm thankful to him for sparing time. And since he has got some other engagements, madam, if you permit, he wants to leave for this program for now.
Definitely, sir. Thank you, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Babu. Thank you very much for
Definitely we will
joining.
meet in next programs also, sir. Thank you, sir.
Definitely. And next time he's coming to your college physically, university physically. Also.
Sure, sir. Definitely, sir.
We will
invite,
definitely
sir.
plan some big program around November or December, and he will join me.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Sample. Thank you for joining this program. Ma'am, I am very pleased that you have given me second time, because you might remember we had done one program that was purely an investor awareness program, basically. And that program more focus on the basic aspects of savings and investments. And now, since you have given me opportunity again talk to you,
meeting
you have given me opportunity to interact with all of you again. I would like you to express your opinion, what you want in this session. Whether should I continue with the general investment and savings, or should I more focus on the mutual fund and other products? What is your opinion, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Tell me what you want. Should I focus more on investment products?
More on financial schemes and career opportunities for financial sector.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay. So
because our students are very eagerly waiting for that, sir.
Okay, ma'am. So now first let us talk about the career opportunities in securities market.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
And I hope your students will be more keen to know about these things. Naturally,
Yes,
that is very natural.
Yes,
And I'm very confident that you are making them prepare to join in the bandwagon of a good career.
yes, sir.
And ma'am, through you, I want to tell you all students, my dear young participants, security market has got ample opportunity for your career progression. So please do consider joining security market also. And security market, at the outset, I want to make it clear to all of you, my dear friends, that it is very much rewarding. Very much rewarding. Security market has got a lot of opportunity, and rather there will be lakhs of vacancies in the next coming 5 to 10 years in security market, because market is expanding like anything. And market, you will appreciate it directly related to our GDP or economic development. And when we are passing through a phase of massive transformation from conventional structure to modern structure of economy, naturally there will be plenty of job opportunities for my my friends, your students. So first of all, I want to mention that SEBI has started an educational institutions primarily to equip professionals, including yourself, to join security market, because you will appreciate that security market is not a general domain, sir. Security market is basically a different niche, which require different technical skills, which require different professional skills. And for that, SEBI has started an institution. The name of that institution, madam, is National Institute of Securities Market, NISM. You please note it down. National Institute of Respected Vice Chancellor, ma'am, thank you very much for joining this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Sorry,
you.
sir, for interrupting. Madam has
No.
joined.
I am very much
Madam
thankful to Madam for sparing time for all of us.
Madam is very interested to join.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
There is a program, Har Ghar Tiranga program is there. So that rally is there. That's why I went to YSR.
No. That is more important today. In the
Yes.
context of 15th August, this is
Yeah.
more important. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
ma'am, for
sir.
joining.
Thank you for coming.
So, ma'am, I was just mentioning to your students that security market has got plenty of job opportunity.
Oh.
There would be lakhs of vacancies in the security market in the coming 5 years or 10 years. Because Vice Chancellor, Madam will agree with me, and I personally feel, ma'am, that next 25 years are going to be golden period for Indian economy.
Oh.
But then, once we will expand in every sphere of the economy, naturally there will be vacancies, there will be positions for the young people to take over. And to equip them, ma'am, SEBI has started an All India Professional Institute. The name of that institution is National Institute of Securities Market, NISM. And I will request all your students, including your faculty members, kindly visit the website of NISM.
Yes.
Because in NISM, ma'am, SEBI has started hundreds of capsulized programs which will give job opportunities and job potential to your students. Those courses are online and offline both. Those courses are mid-term, short-term, and long-term courses as well. So your students, your faculty should be encouraged to advise your students to visit the website of NISM and then identify which course they suit most. Because ultimately every individual has got different inclination. So they should decide in which sphere of the security market they want to go ahead. And once it is decided, then they should register themselves for those courses and then complete those courses as early as possible. And Vice Chancellor, ma'am, most of the courses are online only. So they can additionally join even when they are pursuing their professional and academic studies. So they should consider joining these courses and complete these courses, as many courses as they can. They will be better equipped to join security market. And one more thing I want to request your students, ma'am, security market is more rewarding as far as career progression is concerned, as far as monetary benefits are concerned. On both the count, security market comes at the top. You might not be aware, my dear students, then in security market, middle level officers are getting 50-60 lakhs package. Even junior level, entry level, people get around 15 to 20 lakhs package, which is not a bad to start with their career. And one more thing I want to tell all of you, before I come into the other aspects, ma'am, SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India, is also an ideal employer. And Vice Chancellor, ma'am, should encourage your students to join SEBI as well. And SEBI is a very good employer. As far as career progression is concerned, ma'am, a person who join at the level, junior level at assistant manager can rise up to executive director within a span of 15 to 20 years. As far as monetary benefits are concerned, ma'am, a junior level officer annual package is more than 25 lakhs in SEBI. That is why I will request all your students kindly keep an eye on the SEBI advertisements which come in the public domain very frequently and do appear in the SEBI examination. And apart from SEBI, there are a lot of big institutions in security market, ma'am. National Stock Exchanges is there, Bombay Stock Exchange is there, National Security Development, NSDL is there, CDSL is there, then MCX commodity market is there, then credit rating agencies are there. And top of it, ma'am, mutual fund industry is there. In mutual fund industry itself, because mutual fund industry is like expanding like anything during last 10 years, and there is a greater scope of more expansion in the coming 10 years. So mutual fund industry itself will need lakhs of people, lakhs of professionals to join. So I will request your participants. But ma'am, one thing I want to request, Honorable Vice Chancellor, one thing I want to request, and to you through your all faculty members. Now there is a concern in the industry that they have got hundreds or thousands of jobs available, but they are not getting suitable candidates. So there is a gap between the eligibility and the adaptability of the jobs and the students which come out of your universities. So I will request your faculty members kindly fill this gap through developing a skill for your students in such a manner that what industry wants, your students should be able to do it. That is the only purpose of education, I feel personally. So your faculty members should take it forward and make it a mission that your students should be professionally equipped to take the jobs wherever they go. Then there will be plenty of job opportunities. And one more small thing I want to tell, madam, you to your students, that if we want to stay in their locality only, their city only, then they can have their own career as mutual fund distributor. That is independent career, just like the LIC agent, they can have a career of mutual fund distributorship. And there is an expanding scope for earning very good money over a period of time once you establish yourself as mutual fund distributor. And for that mutual fund distributor, madam, your students will have to pass an examination of Amfi and NISM. Very, very simple examination, which they can pass, and then they can join mutual fund industry initially as mutual fund distributor. And there are financial advisors across country, ma'am. Now there is a need for people to get advice from the financial advisor, those who are professionals, because madam, you may be most of the faculty members may be professionally qualified, but they may not be financially literate. They may not be investor aware, investor products aware. That is why the need of financial advisors. So I will request your students also to join the bandwagon of financial advisors. And for it also, they will have to appear in examination of the SEBI and NISM, for NISM, and they will pass through the examination. Then they can independently work as financial advisor in the country. Apart from them, credit rating agencies are there, research organizations are there. And ma'am, Honorable Vice Chancellor, you must be aware that foreign financial institutions are pumping in crores and crores of dollars every year in our economy. And they need people to help them out in analyzing and researching the right company, right corporate, right time for investment. And for that too, your faculty members can equip and prepare your students for that as well. So at the end, as far as careers in security market are concerned, I will request your faculty members kindly encourage your students to develop professional skill which are required to join in security market. Because general professional qualification is not going to help them, very honestly speaking. They have to equip themselves in such a manner that they get professionally equipped for the courses which are meant for joining into security market. So madam, I will request you particularly, because you are heading this mission in your university, please try to encourage your students to visit the website of NISM and then and then get them identify courses which they can do, and then they should start doing these courses as early as possible. Now coming to the other aspect of the topic today, ma'am, what are the products available for the middle class, salary class person where we can invest? I will briefly first give the idea about the governmental skill, ma'am. There are governmental small saving schemes which investors must know, And even your students who have not yet started earning must know what are the governmental scheme available for the middle class, salary class person. Madam, the first governmental scheme which is available for the middle class, salary class person, I feel you must have opened that account as well. And if you have not done, please open this account, ma'am. The name of the scheme is Public Provident Fund Account, PPF. Public Provident Fund Account is a very good scheme of the government of India, where you can invest minimum 500 rupees a month to 1.50 lakhs a month in a year. And PPF account can be opened in any of the bank branches. Mostly bank branches are operating PPF account. And apart from that, post office also operate PPF account. So anybody can open PPF account. And public provident fund is a very good scheme of government of India. And the unique feature of this scheme is that it is triple exempt. No tax at all at any level. At the time of deposit, at the earning interest, at the time of earning interest, and at the time of withdrawal on money, and at the time of maturity of the scheme. So my dear participants, I will particularly request your young faculty members, if they have not opened the account, please open an account, PPF, Public Provident Fund account. Then National Savings Certificate is there, NSC is there. Then Kisan Vikas Patra, because I wouldn't be having time, so I am just mentioning the names. You can visit the websites and through Google, you can get the details of those schemes as well. Then Kisan Vikas Patra is there. Then RBI also keep issuing floating rate and fixed rate bonds, taxable bonds and tax-free bonds as well. And you can consider investing some of your amount in RBI floating rate bond as well. Then after that, madam, railways, national highway authorities, and other big corporates continuously keep issuing debentures and infrastructure bonds, which are also attractive because they give relatively higher return as compared to your FD. So you can invest some of your amount in that as well. Then, ma'am, there is a unique scheme for the girl child, only for the girl child. And the scheme name is Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. If a person who has, if a family who has 2 girl child, madam, up to the age of 10 only, this is the limitation that account can be opened when the girl age is less than 10 years. Up to the 10 years age, you can open an account in her name under the scheme of Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana. And this can be opened. This can be opened in most of the banks. Branches are facilities there. And ma'am, apart from that, post office also give this scheme. And minimum amount you can deposit in this scheme is 250 rupees in a year. Maximum amount is 1.50 lakhs. And tax exemption is also allowed. And Government of India, madam, you might be aware, is giving maximum interest in this scheme. Maximum interest in this scheme. That is, even today, ma'am, it is 7.40% annually compounding. And this scheme, as this scheme is meant for the girl child, madam, basically it is for her education and for her marriage. So suppose at the when girl attains the age of 18, you can withdraw 50% of the amount accumulated so far for her higher education. 50% you can withdraw for her higher education. And once she attains the age of 21 years, after that you can withdraw the whole money for her marriage. So Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana is a very good scheme of the Government of India. You please do consider. Then after that, the second category of investment product where we can invest, madam, is property or real estate. In property or real estate, we can invest any amount, but risk is there. Whether you will be able to sell the property when you need the money, not certain. And how much return you will get, not certain. And maintenance cost of the property, even acquisition cost of the property, like stamp duty and all these things, is very high. And top of it, for real estate, madam, you will have to invest huge amount, maybe 50 lakhs, maybe 1 crore or more than that, because you can't invest in property in 1 or 10 or 1 lakh to 10 lakh or 5 lakh or 10 lakhs. You will have to invest hugely. So property is the second product where we can invest. Third product, madam, where we can invest is gold. And when I start talking about the gold, there will be smiling on the faces of the all female participants. Madam is also smiling because she knows it very well. That gold is, there is gold, there is no discussion about the gold. Okay, let it be as much as we can. But earlier, madam, we were acquiring gold through jewelry and gold biscuits. But now the time has changed and you can acquire gold in digital form as well. And for that, a unique scheme of the government of India. Madam, I am not talking of any private scheme. Unique scheme of the government of India is on. That scheme name is Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. Sovereign Gold Bond Scheme. Very good scheme of the government of India, where you can invest minimum 1 gram gold price and maximum limit is 4 kg gold. 4 kg gold price you can invest in this scheme. And the scheme is for 8 years, madam. And account can be opened in most of the bank branches and post offices. And there are 2 benefits in this scheme, madam. First benefit is you will get 2.5% interest on your deposits. Guaranteed 2.5% interest on your deposits, which government of India will give you. And second thing is, whatever appreciation in the gold prices over a period of time of 8 years, because this scheme will run for 8 years, whatever appreciation in the gold price, madam, that will also be shared with you. Suppose today you invest in the gold price at the rate of 50,000 per 10 gram. And after 8 years, the gold price goes to 80,000 10 gram. Then you will be paid price at the rate of 80,000 10 gram. So the appreciation benefit will also be shared with you. So I personally feel that you should consider investing in sovereign gold bond. And madam, here again, it is no physical gold will be given to you. Only a certificate from the government of India will be given to you that this much of gold we own or we keep on your behalf with you. And you can sell the gold after 4 years of completion of the scheme. But ideally, if you continue with the scheme for 8 years, the tax liability will be literally zero. So the second request is sovereign gold bond scheme. Now, last product where we can invest, madam, is security market share bazaar. My colleague Mr. Sambul has discussed about the security market investment. There are 2 major segments in the security market of investment, madam, categories. One is direct investment and second one is indirect investment. In direct investment, there are again 2 subcategories, primary market and secondary market. In primary market, corporate do offer their share to the public directly. And you can purchase those shares at the time when the shares are offered to the public. Technically, it is through IPO, initial public offering, madam, you must be aware. And so, but if you are interested to have a technical session of security market for your students, next time we will have a minimum 2-hour session on security market, where we will cover all technical aspects. All technical aspects, what is SEBI, how SEBI function, what is NSE, what is BSE, what is trading, what is demat account, what is IPO, what is prospectus, what is all these things we will cover. And I will be very keen to come to your university very soon, where we will have this session physically.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Where your
Definitely.
students where a student can sit in a hall, and then we will discuss about minimum 2-3 hours. We will take a detailed session on security market, and we will then cover all technical aspects of the security market. But here I will limit myself to the basics of security market only. So the primary market, where corporate directly offer share to the public purchase it, and they become shareholder. And then other subcategory of the direct is, madam, secondary market. In secondary market, you can purchase and sell shares at your will. And for that, the platform is exchanges. And there are 2 major exchanges in India, madam, you must be aware. That is NSE and BSE, National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange, where you can go purchase any share which are listed, or you can sell share also when you purchase on some shares. So that is a mechanism, there is a procedure, we will discuss afterwards what it is. But there is, ma'am, there is an indirect way of investing in security market as well. That is called mutual funds. And now, madam, you will agree with me that most of the young people particularly are keen to know about the mutual funds. What is mutual fund? Everybody wants to know what is mutual fund. There is a lot of hot discussion everywhere, even in your university as well. There is a discussion all the time over the mutual fund. So we will briefly discuss what mutual fund is. My dear participants, I wish to share with you that mutual fund is an indirect way of investing into security market. It is not direct way, madam. It is indirect way of investing into security market. Why it is indirect way? Because we are not directly investing. We are giving our savings to the experts. We are not directly investing, madam. We are giving our savings to the experts, and the experts are technically called, madam, fund managers. They are basically fund managers, and they are experts. Why we are giving them, madam? Because we don't have knowledge of the market. This is the first thing. And second thing is, we don't have time also. We are busy in our own profession and service, so we don't have time. And investing, it requires a lot of time. You must appreciate. So that is why we give our savings to the experts. But the matter of intention and the content and intent is very clear. I am giving my money to the experts with the clear perception and intention that they should earn maximum return for me, and return should be given back to me, including my principal, when I want it. So mutual fund is a proposition where we are giving our money to the experts with the clear intent of earning maximum return. So this is basic fund of mutual funds. And mutual funds, madam, basically speaking, generally people do have a feeling that mutual fund is nothing but security market. Madam might have the same feeling or same perception about mutual fund. No, ma'am, it is not. Mutual fund is much bigger than security market. In mutual fund, madam, there are schemes where your money will be invested into government securities. In mutual fund, madam, there are other schemes which will invest your money into real estate and properties even. And in mutual fund, madam, there are schemes where your money will be invested into gold, silver, and other commodities even. And then in mutual funds, there are schemes, madam, where your money will be invested into international market, not only in US market, in France market, in Brazil market, in other markets. So there are schemes in the mutual fund where your money will be invested into other international markets as well. But majority of the mutual fund schemes relate to security market. It is a fact. And there are 3 major categories of security market investment in mutual funds. Three major categories, madam. The first category is equity fund. The first category is equity fund. And as the name goes, my dear participants, your savings will be invested into the equity shares of the corporates. Please understand it very carefully. Your savings in the equity fund will be invested into the equity fund of the corporates. And madam, we are all aware that equity share price always go up and down every day. Always, someday it might go up, someday it might go down. So in equity fund, risk is greater. There is high risk. Please do understand before investing that in equity fund, risk is high. But probability of getting high return is also there. So those who wish to have high return on investment, they can consider their investment into equity fund. But only those who have got high risk appetite, because risk is there. But probability of getting high return is there. And madam, you might not be aware, most of the equity funds have given more than 15% average return during last 10 years. Most of them. But again, I'm not encouraging anybody to go for the equity fund investment because risk is there. And equity fund are basically, madam, suitable for the young investors. Those who are in 20s, those who are in 30s, those who are even in 40s. But when you enter 50s, your risk appetite will become lower. So you should avoid 100% exposure in equities when you cross 50. But up to 40, up to even when you are in 20s and when you are in 30s, I personally feel then your major exposure should be in equity market, on equity funds. And there are subcategories of equity fund also, madam. Large cap equity fund means your money will be invested into the large corporates only. Mid cap equity fund means your savings will be invested into the mid-sized corporates on equity shares only. Small cap equity fund. Small cap simply means your money will be invested only in the small corporates equity funds only. But then there are other categories, multi-cap funds. In multi-cap funds, some of your money will go to the large cap, some of money will go to the mid cap, and some of your money will go to the small cap. Then other subcategory in equity fund is flexi cap equity fund. In flexi cap, mutual fund manager will take a call which sector is going up for next 6 years. So he has got leverage, he has got maneuvering that he can shift some exposure from large cap to mid cap to small cap, or from small cap to mid cap whenever he feels that there will be better prospects of earning higher return in that particular segment in the near future. So, and then PSU equity funds are there. Then sectoral funds are there. Power sector, infrastructure sectors, and pharmacy, lot of other categories are there in equity fund. So equity fund broadly is suitable for young people. Those who are below 40, those who can take high return, high risk, and top of it, madam, those who can invest for minimum 5 years or more, for longer period. Because if your time horizon is less than 5 years, then better you should avoid equity fund. The second category of the mutual fund, my dear participant, is debt fund. In debt fund, madam, your money will be given as a loan to the corporate. Please do understand the difference very clearly. In debt fund, your money will be given as a loan to the corporate. Your money will not be invested into the equity share of the corporates, madam. It will be given as a loan to the corporates. And when a loan is given, risk is lower as compared to equity fund. Risk is there, but the risk is lower. But at the same time, return may not be exorbitant. Return may not be extraordinary. you may get reasonable return. So debt fund, madam, is suitable for persons who are above 50, those who don't want to take much risk, or those who can't take the high risk, and they are satisfied with the reasonable return because they can't take high rate, they can't take high risk. And in debt fund, madam, there are subcategories where you can invest your money only for one night. That facility, only for one night you can invest your money. That fund name is overnight funds, overnight debt funds, overnight debt fund. Then you can invest your money for a very small period, 1 week, 2 week, one month, 2 months, 3 months. That category of debt fund is liquid funds. Liquid funds. In liquid funds, very short period, maybe 1 week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 1 month. Then if you want to invest for 3 months to 6 months, then ultra short-term debt funds are there, where you can invest your money for a very, very short period. Then if you want to invest money for 1 year to 3 years, then short-term debt funds are there from 6 months to 1 year. Then 1 year to 3 year mid-term debt funds are there. But if you want to invest for more than 3 years, more than 5 years, then normal debt funds are available, plus equity fund, of course, are always available. The third category, apart from equity fund and debt fund, madam, the third category is hybrid fund. Hybrid fund. In hybrid fund, what typically happens is some of your savings goes into equity fund and some of your savings goes into debt fund. Suppose, madam, you have invested 1 lakh rupees. In hybrid fund, 50,000 will be invested into equity fund and 50,000 will be invested into debt fund. So what is the benefit? You are having laddu on both the hands. And on the one hand, you are aspiring for relatively higher return, but at the same time, you are not fully exposing yourself to the risk factor. You are some of your money, you are investing in the low risk products. So hybrid products is basically for the persons who don't want to take high risk, but at the same time want to enjoy the fruit of equity investment. So hybrid fund is the third category. And in hybrid fund, madam, itself, there are 2 subcategories. One is conservative hybrid fund. In conservative hybrid fund, madam, 75% or more of your saving will go to the debt fund. And only 25% or less will go to the equity fund. So here, majority of your savings are going to the debt fund and your risks are majorly covered. So those who want to take very small exposure in equity fund, conservative funds, hybrid funds is there. But then other category of hybrid fund is also there, madam. That is called aggressive hybrid fund. First was conservative hybrid funds. And the second one is aggressive hybrid funds. In aggressive hybrid fund, madam, majority of your money will go to the equity, maybe 70%. In the first category, 70% was going to the debt fund. In this category, 70% of your money savings is going to the debt fund, and 25% or so will be going to the equity fund only. So those who don't want to take high risk, but at the same time want some exposure in the equity fund, conservative hybrid fund is there. There are 2 ways through which we can invest in mutual fund, madam. One is direct plan and other one is regular plan. In direct plan, you will visit the website of the mutual fund, select the scheme on your own, give the information, your personal information online, then attach your required documents and your bank details, then you are invested online. In direct plan, madam, there is no third person. You, investor, and the mutual fund company where you are investing. So in direct plan, there is no third person. And in direct plan, madam, return will always be higher. Return will always, even in the same scheme, return will always be higher. If you, madam, have you ever seen the rate NAV of the of any scheme? Then there is two categories in bracket, D and R. Will always be higher because there is no third party. But in regular fund, madam, you will have to take the help of some mutual fund distributor, your local mutual fund distributor. They will come to you, they will help you out in filling the form, they will take documents from you, they will take bank details from you, and they will go to the mutual fund company, give your application and made your investment operational. And for naturally all this help, they will get some commission or fees. So in regular plan, madam, the return will always be lower as compared to direct plan. So I will prefer that young investors should go for the direct plan. But because of any reason you are not able to invest in that through direct plan, Lalita ma'am, then you have the option of giving your money through you can take the help of some mutual fund distributor and go through regular plan. And now, madam, SEBI has given a new facility to the investors. Suppose you have started with the regular plan, and after regular plan, after 2-3 years, you are now well convergent with the procedure of all these things. Then you can switch from regular plan to direct plan, because direct plan is always beneficial. So initially you may start with the regular plan, but after 2-3 years you can switch from regular plan to direct plan. That facility is now available. Now there are 3 unique features in mutual fund which I want to share with all of you. The one magic is there in mutual fund, madam. That is called SIP, Systematic Investment Plan. SIP. SIP, my dear participant, SIP is nothing but a recurring account which you open with the bank and post offices normally. What happened with the recurring account? You regularly deposit a particular amount every month, and then after maturity you get the maturity amount. SIP, madam, is just like a recurring account which you have opened and investing a particular amount every month. Minimum amount of SIP, madam, can be even 500 rupees a month. You can start an SIP of 500 rupees. And I will request all your students, even those who are not still learning, they should think of starting an SIP of 500 rupees out of their pocket money. They should start an SIP of 500 rupees out of their pocket money, so that down the line, after 2-3 years, when they start earning, they will be well convergent how mutual fund functions, how SIP functions, how returns are generated, and then they can top up their SIPs. So SIP is nothing but a regular investment procedure. And madam, it is more suitable to middle class, salary class person, because we get salary regularly. Every month we get salary. So we have every month some surplus or some money which we can regularly invest in some schemes. So SIP is a magic. And one more facility, madam, now available in SIP is you can top it up. Top it up means, suppose you have started SIP of 1,000 rupees this year. You can given a mandate even today that from next year your SIP can be from 1,000 to 1,100 rupees or 1,200 rupees. So automatically it will increase after 1 year. You can given a mandate today itself, because every year we will get increase in our salary, madam. We will get increment, we will get some DNS allowance, and down the line in between, madam will also get promotion in a university. So our income will keep increasing. So with the increase in income, we can increase our SIP. And nowadays, madam, I know a lot of my friends, young friends, who have started not one SIP, but more than one SIP, 3, 4, 5 SIP people are running consecutively. And those SIPs are target-oriented SIPs. One SIP for going on vacation after 5 years, international vacation, madam is going to USA. Other SIP for higher education of the children after 20 years. Third SIP for retirement plan if you don't have any pension. So you can target your SIP as per your goals in your life. And people are having more than one SIP, 2 SIP, 3 SIPs, 4 SIPs. So please do consider SIPs in your starting SIP as early as you can, because more time you will spend with SIP, madam, more will be the benefit. And I just give you one example. And this is not a story, it is a factual statement, madam. But I will not name the scheme, I will not name the AMC. Just one scheme I want to mention you. In 1995, students should understand very carefully what I am saying now. In 1995, a mutual fund company started an equity fund. And a madam, Honorable Vice Chancellor, who was very young at that time, she is very young, still she is very young, but of course she had left, otherwise I would have told her that she started an SIP of 10,000 rupees at that time. In 1995, she started 10,000 rupees SIP. Every month she is investing in that scheme. And typically what happens, normally it happens, madam, when market goes up, people start investing into security market. Arey Baba, we will get return, we will get profit. But when market goes down, people start withdrawing their money. Oh, I might suffer loss. I don't want to suffer losses. They will withdraw money. This is a blunder, madam, they do. But the Honorable Vice Chancellor did not do this mistake. She continued with the SIP, whatever the movement of the market. And one thing I want to tell all of you, going up and down is the basic characteristic of the market, madam. Market will always go up and down, always. Today market may go up, tomorrow market may go down. Of course, because of other factors, but market will always go up and down. But we should be consistent. We should be consistent with our SIP for a longer period, which Vice Chancellor madam did. So she started an SIP of 10,000 rupees per month in 1995, and she continued with the SIP till today. In August also she has invested 10,000 rupees. Madam, can you imagine what the corpus she has now? Can you imagine? Today she has a corpus of 9.57 crore. That's the magic of SIP. This is the magic. This is the magic of SIP. So what I am emphasizing here, start an SIP, continue with the SIP for more than 5, 10, 15 years without looking at the market movement. Ignore market movement. Where market, forget about it. Select the best scheme, start SIP, continue with it. And if you are prudent enough, madam, top up your SIP every year. Suppose this year you have started with 5,000. Next year it might be even 5,500. Third year it might be even 6,000. So likewise, keep topping up your SIP will be a magic for you if you continue for 10, 15, 20 years. And one thing I want to, this is my opinion, madam, I don't know whether you or the sir sitting with you will agree with me or not. One thing I am of the firm opinion, madam, next 25 years are going to be golden period of Indian economy. This is my opinion. But only who will get benefit, who will invest. Those who are sitting on will not get benefit. So we have to be investor. Please, my dear friend, you must understand that we have to be investor. So I will request your young faculty members, please first understand the concept of SIP, concept of mutual funds, and then start SIP or more than one SIP as per your time horizon of investment, as per your goal of investment. So SIP is a magic for middle class, salary class person, but magic will happen only when you continue for minimum 10, 15 years. And then you can have more than one SIP. It is up to you. Minimum SIP amount is 500 rupees a month. That's all. And SIP can be weekly. SIP can be fortnightly. SIP can be monthly. SIP can be quarterly even. According to your income, whenever you get it, you can start SIP like this. Second facility in mutual fund is, madam, SWP, systematic withdrawal plan. I have just discussed SIP. Now we are discussing SWP, systematic withdrawal plan. Madam, SWP is opposite of SIP. In SIP, we were investing every month or every fortnight, whatever it was. In SWP, we are regularly withdrawing our money. And my dear sir, sitting with the adjacent to madam, SWP. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, audible, sir.
Actually, sir might not be happy I was taking his name. That's why this was discontinuity. No issue at all. Just a joke. So SWP is a facility which is useful when we get retired. This is basically for your retirement life. Suppose sir has been very particular and has accumulated huge amount for his retirement life. Now he is retired. He doesn't have pension. What to do? Normally people live on the return of the corpus which we had developed for retirement life. Suppose sir has developed a corpus of 5 crore rupees for his retirement life. Now he is retired. There is no regular income. What he can do? He can simply write a mail to the mutual fund company where he has got retirement corpus that next month onwards, please keep transferring 1 lakh, 2 lakh, whatever he wants, 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees every month from my corpus to my bank account on first every month. So what will be the first benefit, sir? On every first of the first date of the month, you will get 1 lakh or 2 lakh, whatever you want in your bank account. You will continue to enjoy your life, which you are enjoying when you are in service. Second benefit is whatever amount remains with them after withdrawal, because you withdraw only 1 lakh rupees, remaining amount with them only. So whatever amount remaining with them will continue to be invested and you will continue to get return on it. So suppose after 10 years, your monthly requirement increases from 1 lakh to 1.5 lakhs or from 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs, that you can do easily because you have earned a reasonable return on your investment during last 5 or 10 years. So SWP is a facility for retirement, enjoying retirement life, but precondition is this, madam. You will have to work very hard when you are in service. You have to accumulate huge amount for them. Then you can enjoy your life in the way you wish you enjoy. Now, one more facility there in mutual fund, madam, that is STP, Systematic Transfer Plan. I have discussed about SIP. I have discussed about the STP or SWP. Now we are discussing about STP. Suppose, madam, you get 5 lakh bonus from your university for excellent work you have done in the university. You have got lump sum bonus or lump sum incentive of 5 lakh rupees. Of course, Of course, I know in university it is not, and it is not the norm. But suppose a vice chancellor madam is very happy with you and she gives you a reward of 5 lakh rupees for the best teacher award you get. There are two options with you. One option is you invest your 5 lakhs rupees in a mutual fund in lump sum, one time investment. But other option is there, madam, that you can invest your money first in the liquid fund. First in the liquid fund. Liquid fund is for temporary investment only. But then give the mandate that from liquid fund, some percentage or some amount of money will keep transferring to the designated fund where you want to invest regularly, maybe weekly, maybe fortnightly, maybe monthly. Suppose you deposit 5 lakhs rupees in the liquid fund, then you give a mandate that every fortnight 25,000 of that out of 5 lakhs will go to the fund where you will intend to invest. So it will, over a period of time, your 5 lakhs will be invested in that fund. But during that period, because of market volatility, your risk is broadly covered. That is why STP is a facility. When you want to invest a lump sum amount, you can invest this in a more prudent way. So mutual fund is such a topic I can speak for next 2 hours, madam. But madam is looking at her watch, I know. Because of time constraint, I have to complete the
sir,
session.
Please continue, sir. Please, sir.
Now I have to complete the session. Sir, sitting with you has also told me that time is over now. Complete it.
No,
No, sir, please, sir.
No,
So
sir.
next time we will do more on mutual fund. But I request participants 2 things very specifically, which I tell in every my sessions, madam. There is a menace in our country, madam, which is called Ponzi scheme, chit fund and committee. And unfortunately, Telangana is not behind it. Lakhs of people have invested their hard-earned money in bogus schemes. Sir, people do come with the promise of doubling your money in 4 years, giving you 15% return. They are all bogus. They can't give it because they don't have any business model. They will simply take your money and will simply go away. So, madam, I will request you and all faculty members, please start a campaign with the help of your, students across your area, sir. Educate people not to invest their hard-earned money in Ponzi scheme, chit fund and committee. And madam, normally who invests in those schemes? Madam will never invest, I know. She's an educated investor. Sir will also not invest. Normally, madam, our segment of the society who are not so educated, you are maid servant, you are taxi driver, you are auto driver, you are electrician, you are a plumber, you are peon. They people normally come under temptation and they invest their hard-earned money in such bogus scheme. So, sir, kindly start a campaign, educate as much people as you can, and ask them never to invest their hard-earned money in such Ponzi scheme. And if they don't know anything, they should simply put their money in bank and post office. At least their money will be safe. And safety of money is paramount for them. Of course, return will not be reasonable even sometimes, but at least their money will be safe. And last thing I want to tell, madam, and to throw you to all the participants, and I repeat this with utmost emphasis. Prosperity is your right, madam. We have got right to be prosper. Sir, it is not a begging anybody will give us. We have to be prosper because it is your fundamental right. And we all can be prosper. Sir, I might have born into a poor family. Perchance, it might have happened that some of us might have born into a poor family. Birth in a poor family, sir, is not a curse at all. But living as poor and die as poor is a curse. and we must not live as poor, and we must not die as poor. And we all can do it, madam, provided we start working right from today or right from the day we started earning on our savings and investment, and think, and we have to be sure that we earn good return on our investments, and the result will be that we all will be prosper. So I wish all participants that fundamentally prosperity is your right, and think in this way, but you have to work hard, sir. Nobody will give you money. We have to earn the money. We have to earn the money, not only through our hard work in service, but also through investments. This is my request to all of you. Thank you very much, madam and sir, for giving me opportunity. And we will continue to have a relationship with all of you in future as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your keen insights on both the career opportunities in SEBI and financial markets, and also different schemes in mutual funds and different financial markets and securities. Sir, somebody are having some queries, sir.
Yes, sir, definitely. Most welcome.
Sir, our students are asking about what are the required qualifications for settle in SEBI and financial markets, sir. Is graduation is required? Or,
no, ma'am. It has to be MBA. It has to be MBA or CA or CS. Simple graduation will not do.
Okay.
Very honestly speaking, they have to have some professional qualification. Purana Sahab, namaskar.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, another one is what is the minimum investment amount in equity funds, sir?
500 rupees. I have told you, ma'am, only 500 rupees through SIP.
Okay.
Minimum amount is 500 rupees. Maximum, madam, might have crores of rupees to invest.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I request all the participants, if you have any queries, please post in chat box.
No. They can now just directly raise their hand and they can ask the question directly as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Dear participants, it is your turn. Please raise your hands. You have any queries?
All participants are welcome to ask the questions. If they have anything in their mind, please come forward and ask the question.
Sir, one of the participants posted in chat box, what is notional income, sir?
Yes, madam. Actually, I didn't have time to cover that. Notional income is the income which we get on our investment. But that is an illusion, my dear friends. You must understand that notional income is not the proper income, because, madam, on every income, two factors we have to understand. First is inflation, and second one is tax liability. So notional income is the income which we get on our investment, but to be on true side and to have a proper and real return, we should deduct inflation rate plus tax liability, if any, on our investment from the notional income. Only then real return will come. And madam, I want to tell your participants, don't satisfy with the notional return, because notional return is not going to make you prosper. You have to emphasize for real return. And I again return the formula of real return is notional return minus inflation minus tax liability is your real return.
Sir, another one, sir. What if someone invests in LIC Jeevan Akshaya scheme, sir?
Ma'am, I presume that there is no LIC agent in the participants, because no, I want to tell one thing to my dear friend who has asked this question. Insurance is not an investment. Please do understand very carefully. Insurance is a must. We must take insurance, madam. But insurance is not an investment. So I will not comment on a particular scheme of the insurance, but as a general principle, I am telling to all your participants, please take insurance, but don't think return on investment. Insurance is a must. I again repeat, it is one of the most integral part of our financial well-being. We have to take adequate insurance, life insurance cover. But please don't consider, and nowadays, madam, if the person who has asked this question is a young one, I will tell him or her that insurance, the best insurance product available in the market nowadays for a young person, not for me, is term insurance, TERM, term insurance, where you can have good amount of insurance cover by paying a very, very small amount.
The last one, sir.
Yeah.
What is algo trading, sir?
Madam, algo trading basically is a technology-driven trading, computer-driven trading. It is a newer where computer can fetch lot of trades at a time in a fraction of seconds, which a human being can't take. So algo trading is a newer concept of trading, particularly basically it is mean, madam, for high profile the investors and for brokers as well. So if the students can want to understand it, Mr. Sabjar will give my mobile number and contact number to him. He can, because I don't want to discuss such technical things in general investor awareness programs.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your patience answering in all questions given by participants. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request the man behind the show, Mr. Sabjar Ahmad, sir. He took very great pains for organizing this webinar. He is initiating me to conduct this webinar also. Now I request Sabjar Ahmad, sir, to conclude the total session of the webinar, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for organizing this webinar. And I also thanks to our keynote speaker, Surakam Sharma, sir, and Samuel Babu, sir, for attending today's webinar. And thanks, ma'am. And in future, definitely, we conduct more and more webinars with different topics, and definitely we come physically. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, on my behalf and on behalf of Amfi, I am thankful to all of you, particularly madam and sir, and vice chancellor madam also, who could join this program. And I am also thankful to all your faculty members, all your students who have joined this program. And I wish that they get some benefit out of it. It should not be a routine thing. They must get some benefit. If they have got something out of it, they must practice this in their life. Only then purpose will be served. And I am also especially thankful to Mr. Sabjar Ahmed for joining this program. And 2-3 my permanent friends are who have joined, Mr. Sonu Kumar, journalist, and Mr. Khurana Saab. I am thankful to all of you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Dr. S.V. Subba Reddy, sir, co-convener of this webinar, to propose vote of thanks.
Very good afternoon to all. On behalf of the Department of MBA and Student Welfare Cell, so I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the webinar for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. So I extend my sincere gratitude to our Chief Patron, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor M. Surekalavati Garu, for valuable information on career opportunities in financial and securities market. And I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for the guest of honor, Professor D. Vijayarao Prasad, Registrar, YVU University, Kadapa, for supporting and encouraging for conducting this webinar. And we are grateful to the principal of our college, Professor Krishna Reddy Garu, for his valuable message and presidential address. And I extend my gratitude to the guest of honor, Professor T. Srinivas Garu, Dean, Department of Commerce, Management and Law, for his cooperation to conduct this webinar in a great manner. And I must thank to the keynote speakers, Mr. Samuel Babu Garu, AGM SEBI, and Mr. Surakam Sharma Garu, Senior Consultant, AM FI, for sharing their experiences in the financial market, sir. So, and I'm thankful to Mr. Sabjar Ahmad for concluding the remarks presented by the speakers. And also thank to the convener of this webinar, Dr. Sarita Garu. And thanks to all participants and all. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you one and all.
Once again, I'm very much thankful to each and every resource person and coordinator of this program and all the participants for making this webinar a very grand success. Definitely, we will conduct in future also for this type of webinars and offline seminars also. Thank you. And we are expecting the same participation in future also. Now, our webinar will wind up with the national anthem. Please attention.
शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you. God
sir.
bless you all.
I request all the participants to please fill the feedback link. Definitely, you will get e-certificates within a week. Because every day we will issue only 100 certificates. Definitely, we have 300, more than 300 participants are attended for this webinar. Definitely, you will get each and every